Hi Capricorn, welcome to the Harsh Truth reading for September mid-teen. This is intended for a romantic love, but it might resonate otherwise, and I could end up reading your partner instead, or your love interest instead of you. Starts off general, get specific, take what resonates, leave the rest. Check your moon, rising, and Venus for a more well-rounded reading. I have shuffled off camera, but I shuffle like this on camera so it doesn't mess with the cloth, and it doesn't mess with the... That just kind of came out. There we go. It doesn't mess with the sound. This is a Queen of Cups that flew out, just saying. Somebody who is emotionally generous and secure and calm and compassionate. Just getting sloppy now. We have fighting to win and introspection. Two more. Okay. All right. I was like, okay, there you are. I got you. And then all it's going to be is that didn't resonate at all. That was. That always happens. Okay. All right. Might be time to look at a new deck or get a new deck just because they're starting to get kind of clumped, you know? All right. The Devil reversed. Capricorn. That could be you, the Capricorn. I mean, the Devil is the Capricorn if we're looking at tarot cards and zodiac signs. This is reverse. This is breaking free of bondage, of the ties that bind in an unhealthy manner. It's breaking free. It's a new perspective. It's power reclaimed. Becoming detached and being able to look at things objectively. All right. Can you see all that? You cannot. Okay, so general reading. This is where it's general. You want there to be a new beginning in prosperity and stability with someone. You don't want them to break free. You don't want them to sort of, instead of, this is the liar, cheater, thief card upright. So reversed is either mental challenges, or breaking free, basically, clarity or seeing your way out of a solution. And I think both might apply here. You don't want you don't want the issues that you maybe are having with this person to be for I don't want to say just mental reasons, like somebody's mental. I don't mean it like that. I mean you would rather not have it either reduced down to or just only be because of mental health issues. But I also feel like at the same time, you don't want somebody to see their way out of the situation. It's like it's both. Okay. And what is true, well, crap. What is true is you've got somebody that is being a bit tyrannical. Maybe they're being very manipulative, verbally abusive, not telling you the truth, not talking to you, all kinds of mental games. And what you want to happen is for somebody or you want some time and space possibly. This and this feels the same to me. This sort of, that clarity of thought so that you can. So this feels like maybe there is this beginning, starting to see things are taking shape, taking form. And then on a grand scale, what's going on behind the scenes though is this. So it's almost like this is the beginnings of it, whereas this is it manifested and working its way. And this is major. This is like a paradigm shift. This is transformational energy. It's major arcana. This is everyday mundane stuff. So on the surface, it's this. Behind the scenes, it's this. We got another 7 here. Interesting. So I think you want, this could be hoping that your partner rethinks things, but this feels like you wanting time and space to look things over and have that time to think and evaluate and just be able to consider a few things. Could be that you're wanting somebody or that you're wanting to... It's weird. Okay, so it feels like... you want time and space, but you're not out of it yet. It's weird. It feels like you want time and space to think about things, but you're not quite done yet. And typically when someone gets to that point, they're just looking for that way out. Okay, all right. Maybe that's what it is. You don't want a way out yet. You just want to be able to think things over. Okay. What you don't want to happen is you don't want it to just be a hit it and quit it type situation. You don't want it to just be based on temporary passion and lust and all the things that are not sustainable over the long term. This is kind of the opposite of this. You don't want that. You want this. You don't want that. What will happen is there's going to still be that mystery and things are still going to kind of be mysterious. And this might be a call for you to turn inward and listen to your gut. Because that's kind of what this is here, is thinking things over and being able to look at in a business sense, it's what profit and loss and cost and payoff and things like that. Like you're kind of doing like this, it's almost like the Two of Pentacles. I know normally this is about having vision for the future and taking a beat to plan for the future, but this kind of feels like reevaluation and assessment. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh, you want it to be this offer of stability that you're looking for, this new beginning and stability. You're wanting it to be, it's almost like you feel all over the place and you're wanting it to be like a knight in shining armor type situation. It feels like you're pretty rattled right now, or your partner is, but it feels like you are pretty rattled, kind of all over the place emotionally. It could be that you're just in your head one minute and then you're in your emotions the next head, but like you're back and forth. You might be kind of feeling like codependent or insecure, and because of that, it's almost like you're putting a lot of pressure for someone to be that knight in shining armor instead of this budding romance that it could be. You know what I mean? This is beyond the page. So you're moving up one step. So this is a little bit more of a serious message or offering of love, but it's not quite the Queen of King yet. But it's the beginnings, and it could go somewhere. I mean, it might move a little slowly, but it could go somewhere. And I think because of how you feel right now, you're really wanting that beginning to be sort of a rescuing situation. Because one minute it's like you're all over the place emotionally. One minute you're feeling secure and clear-headed. The next minute you're emotional. You might be feeling incomplete without that partner. All right. Don't want to be true. Yeah. We'll do that in a minute. You don't want there to be setbacks, darn it. Yeah. Because there's been frustration and delay in getting the security that you want and establishing that home. It's like it's never been, we've got all this, like this right here. It's just like it's not secure. It's not, there's frustration and delay, and it's like somebody's always looking for a way out, or they're half in or half out. This is a partner that is 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's starting to feel like that. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're just like, can we just get past that? Can we just get the security going here? Can you calm the blank down, Okay. Capricorn. This situation, this could be Aries, Gemini, or Libra. It's air energy. The interesting thing about this is it's not just the partner. It feels like it's both of you. You guys are, and that's probably what this is right here, right? You guys have been kind of going back and forth with who is the jerk sometimes, and on one hand, it's like, okay, you know what? Good for you, Capricorn. Give it as good as you're getting it. Good for you. But it is exhausting. And I think you're kind of like, look, I don't want to have to keep doing that. I have it in me and I can do that, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to keep fighting like that. I don't want to have to keep playing the mind games. We're not happy, but at the same time, it's like you can't let go. And I think that's part of the issue here is that neither one of you can let go. Typically it's like, oh, this person, they're just not happy and they have mental health issues that they haven't addressed yet. And one of them, or well, not one of them, what happens is because of the anxiety, because of the mental machination, things keep getting recycled and they can't let go of anything, and round you go with this vendetta and this and that, whatever. I think both of you are doing that. I think it's both of you. So what you want to happen is you want to work on it. It's like you give as good as you get, but at the same time you want to work it out. That's what the way this is feeling. I kind of respect that in a weird way. I mean, I know there's a lot of, like, oh gosh, this is just, but usually when I'm reading something like this, it's always so one-sided, and your heart just breaks for the person that's just getting raked over the coals. And this feels like you might be dying on the inside, but you're not backing down. Like you're showing up and you're going right back at, you're not letting them, it's not that you're not letting them win. You're just like, maybe that's what this is, but you're not giving them any ground. And that's, I don't know. You got some fight in you there, Capricorn. So what you don't want to be true is, it's almost like if it is true, if this is going to continue, if this sort of dipping in and dipping out or telling you one thing and doing another is going to continue, it's not going to work. There's going to be a disregard for what you have put into it. It's almost like lip service. Yeah, but I'm still going to step out. I'm still going to go have dalliances. It's not going to work. And it's a blatant disrespect to you. And it feels like couple of things are flying in here, but one of them is that it's like there's two sides of the relationship. Everybody sees your relationship one way, and yet in private, you two are different. And that might be where you're somehow that is connected. The way people see you versus the way you are in private is somehow connected to you two, like that sort of stubbornness where you're going to give it right back to them. You're not going to let them gain any ground. You're not going to start it, but you're not going to finish it, but you're not going to start it, but you're not letting them get away with anything. It's like you're pushing back just enough, and then it's like this dance you do. Nothing is resolved. It's this just back and forth, and it's like it's not. It's almost like those people that kind of fight, and then 5 minutes later they act like nothing's wrong and they haven't fought and that everything's fine. But if somebody else starts the fight, they'll fight, but then they'll back down if the other person backs down. It's like that matching pacing behavior. That's what this feels like, and it almost feels like it gets really petty. All right, it could be that we were talking. So there could be pregnancy involved. Okay. This is mystery. This is secrecy. This is that inner voice. And dare I say inner voice means something growing inside you. Literal inner voice, like the baby's kicking inside. Okay. So we've got 2 power female cards here. Just saying. All feminine, all mother. And I feel like for some of you this is a pregnancy. And it's probably going to, I don't want to say throw a wrench in the works, but it doesn't look like it's going to be well considered or received. I hate to say that it will complicate things, but in this case, it sometimes something like that happens. It's like, oh my gosh, we're idiots. What are we fighting for? And it crystallizes. It makes things crystal clear, and the trajectory of the relationship changes. In this case, it seems like it's one more thing to consider, and it was not planned. So there could be pregnancy involved here. Okay, saying Capricorn. I think that came up a while ago too. Somebody was, was it fire for Capricorns? There's a lot of mother and pregnancy coming to the fore. Wrong deck. Okay, so yeah, what, Capricorn, God, and it's kind of sad because it's about security for you, but there's this. I gotta respect the fact that you're like, I'm not gonna let you walk all over me. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna let you play these mind games and try to just do all this debilitating crap. I'm not going to stand for it. I think you're getting tired. I think maybe that's what this is. You're getting tired. You want to work it out, but if you're starting to maybe see that that's all it is ever going to be is this back and forth. And they're going to say one thing and do another. And it's just, there might be some immaturity here too, where you're wanting this security. And then we got this, I don't know. It just feels like, it feels like this is all it's ever going to be. Well, shoot, I shouldn't say that because it feels like for right now, I guess, this is all it's going to be. This is where that person is at. And you're like, I can be the same way. I just don't know if I want to be that anymore. I'm kind of tired. I kind of don't want to put up with this crap anymore. It's a lot of work. And in public, we're one way, but in private, it's this way. And there's a lot of screwed up crap that I'm kind of eating and swallowing behind the scenes, and not in a good way. And it's the life. It's like you're living 2 separate lives, like the Facebook life and then the private life, where things are not what they seem, and they rely on you wanting to keep up appearances. It's like they're using that against you. They're not in it the way you're in it. That makes sense. Okay, actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. This, to me, speaks to this person saying one thing and doing another. That's what that feels like to me, is that, people need to walk the walk and talk the talk. You know what I mean? And I think you are capable of that, and that's what you want, and you could give that. But this person, I feel like you're thinking that they don't deserve it, or that you're just like, well, I'm not going to do that if they're not going to do that. You're like in a limbo holding pattern. They're not being honest, and there's just no security there. There's just no security. And it's like you're thinking about leaving, breaking free. You're starting to understand the cycle that you guys have with each other and how it works, the triggers, things like that. Yeah. Where are you? There you are. And I don't mean to sound annoyed, like, oh, God, but it's like, oh, God bless it. I'm sitting here hoping I'm wrong because I'm like, this is a crappy place to be, or how to feel, All right, so this is about temptation, resisting, willpower, and It could speak to this at one time sort of unhealthy attachment you two had to each other, or it was based on unhealthy reasons. Uh, you know what I mean? Just you get into that whole petty bond with each other, that whole tit for tat, and then it's a fight for self-respect, and it's just fight, 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 fight. It could be that, and this is, it basically speaks to once we understand our weaknesses, you know, once we understand what they're all about, where they come from, why they're there, then they start to lose their power over us. And the character development, the courage, the strength isn't about going into a situation and going, okay, I'm going to be this way in a situation. Because who does that, right? I mean, we all end up peeing our pants at some point. It's about just, it's not what you decide going in a situation, it's what happens in that moment that changes things, that changes your view of yourself, and whether you're courageous or whether you feel stupid afterwards, or it's what defines us. So it's like that moment, whether you decide to, I guess, succumb or resist or go through with it, depends on, well, yeah, I guess it defines us. It's like, okay, are we going to respect ourselves in the morning, or is it going to be the same old crap and then we develop an eating disorder, or because we just can't cope with the lack of self-respect, or, you know what I mean? It's like, that's where vicious cycles are either born or self-respect is born. Okay? So it's in that moment when we're faced with those decisions, whether it's courage or weakness, that sort of thing. Oh, wrong way. Whoops. Release is about breaking free. Release, detachment, looking at things objectively. This right here speaks to the same thing. Coming clean, giving up, being like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do it anymore. It could be that somebody's dealing with some mental challenges as well, that the anxiety is starting to ratchet up. But I think this is more about situational anxiety, if there is some, because this takes to maintain this kind of constant petty tit for tat vindictiveness, sort of pacing somebody and keeping watch and matching their behavior and getting them back and this and that. It takes a lot of work mentally. So it could be that. And Capricorn, I feel for you, because I know you want that security and stability and that happy home, but for this right now, I think the harsh truth of it is, with this person that you're dealing with, I don't think they're capable of it right now. I think they're still kind of stuck in that. We got a couple of knights here. And then we got this King of Swords here, but he's reversed. It's like there's a lot of mental manipulation right now. Okay, so Capricorn, that was what I had for you, the harsh truth for mid-teen. I hope it was helpful. I hope I see you in the next reading. Thank you for stopping by. Take care.